Everyone in my house is asleep, so I'm going to do the whole show like this.
Oh.
That's not true. At least one dog is awake because I'm not in the bed, so that's not true.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Welcome.
I said anywho.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Welcome into another episode of Elite Heat, where we are breaking down tonight's episode of Dynamite, which I thought they did something pretty, I'm going to say clever, for lack of a better word, here throughout the show tonight, but we will talk about this as we dive in.
Okay, interesting.
The very first thing I wrote down is, and I quote, "Well, my HBO Max isn't loading. Had to restart the whole damn Fire Stick, so if MJF talked before Brody came out, I missed it. Maybe it's not bad that AEW will probably leave HBO Max."
Okay.
That's how my viewing experience started. It took it a good 5 minutes for me to be able to start the show. And the whole thing about them leaving it, I don't know if you saw this. Apparently, the Hollywood Reporter came out with an article today saying that if the Netflix bid goes through for Warner Brothers Discovery, which it probably will, that AEW would be part of the spin-off company that will be TNT and TBS. They'll probably stay on HBO Max for the remainder of the contract, which is like 3-4 years, but after that, who knows? And apparently there's going to be a Turner Sports streaming app. I didn't know that. And they're saying
news to me.
Yeah, they're saying AEW may end up on that, which again, based on HBO Max and its inability to load, which has happened to me more than once, not just when I've been trying to watch AEW. I'm not sure I'm upset about that.
You did miss MJF, did a pretty decent little spiel where basically he just was being Max. He was great. It was a really fun promo. I really enjoyed it. And he was just laying down the smack. And he's like, look, if anyone else he goes, I've got the belt. I am the best in the world. And my belt has platinum, gold, and diamonds. It's real. It's worth more than any of you people could make ever in your life. He goes, if anyone else is claiming they are the world champ, pick up your remote and turn it off because I'm the best. And I was like, well played. Well done.
I like that.
That was nice.
That does play into, I read a thing the other day that apparently he's going to defend it in like indie shows and stuff and other promotions. They want to try and make it a little bit more like the old NWA World's Championship for at least for a little while here. So
I will say he did defend it this past weekend at an indie show, which is why we saw a brand new tag team this week, because he was the one who gave them the offer. And if you missed that match,
which I didn't miss the match tonight, but I didn't know that from this weekend.
If you missed his match, because he takes on one half of the new tag team, I won't spoil it yet, but if you've already watched it, then you know Alec Price. He took on Alec Price, and what a phenomenal match. And I don't want to jump the gun on Alec Price and Jordan Oliver yet, but I'm a big fan of both of those guys. I was really glad to see them on tonight. So yeah.
Okay. You have educated me here, sir. I didn't know any of that. So that's interesting. Okay, good to know.
Really good match too. Really good match this weekend with him. So yeah.
Okay. I'll have to go seek that out on YouTube or whatever.
You can get on YouTube, and I think they have it cropped to so just that match, because clearly that was the draw.
Sure. And I guess I'll have to go back and watch the promo, although I did see a little clip of it on social media afterwards. But I think that promo and what happened then next with Brody King coming out, which I did see, I actually saw it like right as Brody was getting in the ring. That's when it started up for me. Is what set the tone for what I think was the clever theme of the evening. Because one of the things that I have been wondering for a couple of weeks now is how are we going to sort the title picture? Because Hangman's now part of the Trios Champions, which we talked about last week, and whether or not that was a good idea. Omega is chasing. Swerve is chasing. Samoa Joe is still in the hunt.
Yep.
That's 4 dudes coming after one belt, and I'm going, how are you going to do this? Because you can't keep doing, fatal 4-ways and stuff. And then Brody King now comes out, so that's a fifth dude. I like that they are doing the you've got to earn it rather than the wrestling stereotype of I called my shot, so now I get a title match.
Yeah, I liked that from Max. I also liked Brody coming out and challenging, and here's why I liked it, and I'm glad they didn't give him the match. But I liked it because, like you said, now it is making it look like everybody wants to wrestle for the title. And while that is always a given, it's not always verbalized. And I really liked the idea that Brody King came out and said, you know what? I don't like what you did to my partner. So instead of ripping your spine out, I want a match where I'm going to take your belt. Mm-hmm. Love it. So now you've got him interested. And you have everybody else. I really liked the feel of that. And Maxwell just kind of taking it in stride and going, look, I'll fight you. Beat someone.
Yeah, you got to earn it. You got to earn it. I like it. I like that they're doing that. I like it's a little reminiscent to me of the ranking system from back in the early days, which I liked. I liked the rankings. I thought it was a fun twist on it because, again, you couldn't walk in and do the cliche of I want a title shot, so you just get it.
I liked, but it collapsed under its own weight because it became too unmanageable to really maintain. But I do like the concept of it, and I do like MJF going, yeah, but not now. Go beat somebody.
You got to earn it.
It was solid, so solid.
Yep, I liked it. Then we went to the Trios promo, which I thought was a little disjointed. I'm curious what you thought about that one.
I 100% agree. I thought it was disjointed. It just, I'm still not sure what's going on there. I don't. Although, what was it? Air Horse One, the name?
That was pretty good.
That was so funny. I like that. Good. But
yeah.
it was just weird. Those three are weird.
It's an odd. I've been thinking about it since. So let's back up to last week, I think is the way to put this. So we talked about this last week, and I had the idea of maybe you should have put the three main challengers for the title, for the world title together, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then you got Hangman Omega and Swerve. They credibly beat the Ops, right? Because those are your three, arguably your three top guys or three of your top five, let's say, right?
Right.
And you have the added then dynamic of we're all going after the same thing. There's some tension there. There's some drama. You feature the belts more, blah, 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 right?
Yep.
It made a lot of sense to me. It didn't, but it didn't make sense to me from the beginning to say like, well, we're challenging for the Trios title other than you guys still have beef with the Ops. And then after the episode aired, we found out, it's because Powerhouse Hobbs is leaving because Will Hobbs is probably going to WWE.
Yeah, and probably
now
soon.
It makes sense.
Yep. Watch, he'll probably be a surprise Survivor Series entrant.
Royal Rumble, but I know what you mean.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah, he's almost definitely going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hear what dumb name they give him, like Wilmington Houserston or something. I don't know.
I'd pay money to watch a Wilmington Houserton match.
Big Power Willie Housington. I don't know. It'll be something weird.
It'll be bad.
Anyway. So now I understand the match. Now I understand why they dropped the belts. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I still think. And if you want, I have no problem with them trying to capitalize on the momentum Jet Speed created coming out of the Continental Classic.
Yep.
And I think the Trios title, really good way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Hangman is the right guy to be the third because now he's sort of in limbo, right? Because he's going to have to straddle both the Trios titles world if they even send anybody at him and the World Championship storyline. And my guess is these guys are just going to hold the Trios title for a while because that's usually what they do.
Until they remember we need to defend it sometime on TV. And if we find it three guys we want to give the belts to.
However, here's where I think they dropped the ball. Here's where, because like I said, Hangman is the third with Jet Speed didn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know who the third should be. I didn't have an answer for who to put in there. And then something dawned on me. The Rascals were coming.
Yep.
Not the Radicals, as I called them a bunch last week and
Same.
accidentally made you call them. The Radicals, of course, are the group from that went from WCW to WWE, featuring Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and then the guy we don't talk about anymore.
Correct.
I got that confused in my head. But anyway.
Easy to do.
The Rascals were coming in.
Mm-hmm.
They showed up on Collision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did.
Seems like that might have been a good way to debut them.
Would have been really fun. I'm kind of happy about the Rascals coming. I think seeing Myron Reed, who's 1/3 of the Rascals now, although there was a fourth, but he left right after getting signed. That's weird.
Yeah, that
I don't even want to touch it. I don't know.
All I know is allegedly it came from like the network. And it might be like a Jay Briscoe thing all over again. I don't know. Hopefully not with a tragic ending, but
right. Yeah. Just with bad, dumb things on the internet, which I think it doesn't matter. I'm just happy that we're going to see Myron Reed, who I think is really good, and that adding him and adding the rest of the Rascals and the rest of this show, I really liked how they were highlighting that we've got a lot of really good young talent, and we're going to focus on them, and we're going to highlight them, and we're going to make them shine, and we're going to let you see how good our young roster is, because they really do have a really solid young roster right now, and I'm kind of jazzed about it. I'm a big Myron Reed fan. I think he calls himself the young GOAT. I think he's really good.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you on that. And that actually kind of leads into the next match. And again, kind of the other theme of the night. So then we got Speedball Mike Bailey versus Samoa Joe, which on paper, you would look at that and go, well, Joe is going to kill him.
Yep.
Because Joe's a multi-time world champion and he's Samoa freaking Joe.
Exactly.
And I don't care that you're the trios champion and that you guys managed to steal the win. On paper, you're going, this is going to be a squash. Going into it, though, I'm like, I bet they're going to make Mike Bailey look good, because why wouldn't you?
Yep.
Suddenly, he and Kevin Knight are kind of important in the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
I dug this match. I dug it. I thought the story that they told of Joe almost losing multiple times because he was too arrogant, I thought was really good. I liked that Hook and Shibata were clever about the interference and distractions to not get DQ'd.
Yes.
I liked the whole match. The only nitpick I had was, why did the other two, meaning Hangman and Kevin Knight, not come out to even it? Right?
You could tell they
chase him off.
They tried to set that up in the interview earlier when he's like, "Look, I want you concentrating, Knight. I want you concentrating on your match. I'm going to go out and take care of business. You go out and take care of your business." And kind of was setting the stage for, look, I got it. You got it. We're not going to interfere because we need to focus.
Fair enough. That's a fair point.
It's barely a coding, but it is there.
Yeah, that's fair. Obviously didn't register with me that way, but I see what you're saying. But overall, I really liked the match.
I got to say, Shibata's suplex onto the apron and then rolling onto the floor and another suplex, that combo is so freaking devastating looking. I'm surprised Speedball was able to walk after that. It looked so painful. So painful.
Between that and Joe chopping his heart out of his chest.
Yes.
I'm stunned he didn't just keel over right there. I mean,
I think Speedball has Joe's fingerprints on his back now because he was chopped so hard from the front.
That was one of, if not the hardest chop I've ever seen. That was insane.
It was devastating. Yes. That was. I probably would have liked this match more if I didn't have to watch it in spurts and fits, because my dog decided that he wanted all the attention during that match, and I had to pause it like 3 times. So it was a little disjointed for me. I probably would have enjoyed it more watching it all the way through uninterrupted. But that being said, they did what they needed to do with that match. Joe came out won. They did a really good job of interfering, like you said. And Speedball looked great, even while getting crushed.
Yeah, well, he doesn't fully get crushed. I mean, there's a back and forth in there.
I'm sorry, crushed on the outside and then crushed with the slap. I mean, physically crushed, but not
yes,
yes, physically got the
ya.
tar beat out that boy.
Yeah, he did, no doubt. So yeah, I really enjoyed the match. I thought they made Speedball look good in defeat.
Yep.
They made him a credible opponent to a dude like Samoa Joe. Good match.
Yep.
Next up was Death Riders versus Don Callis family in the street fight. First thing I wrote down was, well, it's nice to see Lance Archer actually doing something again.
Exactly. Now, here's what. Did you watch Collision last week? Saturday?
I haven't. I need to. I haven't.
I will say that is when this started. And as soon as I watched it, loved the altercation, loved the confrontation, because it started with Moxley and Don Callis. And it grew from there, and there was a pull-apart brawl between the two factions. Really, really good. But as soon as I saw that on Collision, I'm like, oh, so we're not going to break up the Death Riders. We're turning them face.
That's what I thought tonight. I was like, oh, they're doing a face turn here.
However,
almost all of them.
We're going to put we're putting an asterisk on that one because I have questions. But
yeah, I do too.
I really liked that altercation on Collision. This was fine.
It was fine. Yeah.
It could have been better. But for what it was supposed to be, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was interesting, again, taking all the Death Riders and basically doing a face run with them against the Don Callis family, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
What sealed it for me was Moxley's closing to Don Callis. So good, just like, tell your boy he knows where to find me, and then walking out still with thumbtacks in his back.
Yeah. I also enjoyed, there's a very subtle little thing, right? Because I don't know if he was waiting for them to fade the music or if he was purposely dragging it out, or a little bit of both. There's a subtle thing when he has his hand on Don's shoulder where he just gives it a little squeeze as Don is looking at him like Don's about to wet himself. And I just thought, that's the John Moxley that I have missed.
Yeah.
That's the one that I have been a fan of, that disappeared for like a year behind all the weird cryptic riddles and all that. I'm like, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
There it is.
That was great.
I also enjoyed Marina just full on becoming new China in this, like carrying the belt for him, hits the low blow. Like it's all the China highlights. Yeah. Got in the ring and stared the guy down. I mean, it's all the China highlights. I dug that.
Yep.
I really
stared down Lance Archer. I was really, once I saw what was going on, I knew Death Riders were going over because it's like, all right, they're going to be the badass faces. But man, I want Archer to do something. I like him so much, and I think he has so much still upside left. I really want to see him make a good positive run, but we can get it a little bit into that with some more Don Callis family action in a little bit.
No, I agree. They need to do something with him, or I don't know, but they need to do something with him. They've never quite been able to crack the code on him, I feel like.
Well, I think after he got hurt, like he went out with a pretty bad concussion, and him coming back, he had lost too much time and too much momentum, and there wasn't really a good fit yet. But, dude, so good.
Well, and then Brian Cage getting hurt because they were clearly positioning them to challenge Hurt Syndicate when they had the tag titles. And I don't know, you do something with him, though, because
I think they are. Did you see? He posted a video this weekend? I think it was this weekend, where he's like, it's like one of those moody things, and he's kind of staring off, and he goes, "I used to be a monster," and it shows him just beaten hell. And I think it closes with him saying something like, "I still am the monster," and I'm like, all right, okay, good. That's setting the stage. Let's bring him on. Let's see him whoop some ass, because I was really excited to see him, and I think him and Mox is a really good rivalry. I like that. Let's see more of that. Let's see some more of them going toe to toe.
Yep, I agree. I think that's a good pairing. I think it's very interesting. So glad to see him doing something. I agree with you, though, overall in the match. It was fine.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote. It was fine.
Yep.
I think it was less about the match and more about everything around it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely it was.
Triangle of Madness promo after that.
Pretty good.
What'd you think?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Tekla's real good.
Mm-hmm.
Real good promo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Julia Hart was better here.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was fine. I'm just glad we're now pushing that forward more with the faces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like let's do this thing.
Absolutely.
So. And then and then I wrote down, because I had not seen any of that stuff that you talked about in the beginning, I wrote down FTR versus some dudes.
To be fair, they really didn't do a good job of introducing them. And here's what I find interesting is that Jordan Oliver and Alec Price are the GCW Tag Team Champions currently.
Oh. Well, Matt Cardona is the GCW Heavyweight Champion, technically, currently.
Nope.
So, did he?
He lost that a long time ago.
No, I thought he won it when he agreed to his new WWE contract. He has video of himself literally digitally signing the new contract with the belt on his lap because he had just won it.
Well, then they have not broadcast that because he is not the champ.
Maybe they won't.
And
maybe
I
they
don't
won't
know.
then.
But regardless, I found it interesting that they just said these two are tag champs elsewhere, but didn't mention GCW, which I thought was interesting.
It is interesting.
And they literally were signed on Saturday. So, and here they are. I was disappointed that you're feeding this young team, this young talent, to the champs. And you know they're not going to win. They did a decent job of trying to make them look good, but I'm telling you, Jordan Oliver, I think, is really good. But Alec Price, I've been watching him for the last year in GCW, and if they give that guy some room to breathe, he is going to tear the ring up. He is going to be, I don't think he's going to be world champ material, but he can be carrying one of those other belts in a year or two. But that guy does some crazy things off the ropes and makes it look normal. He's really impressive.
I will say I thought that I was impressed by them. I know they didn't get a lot in here tonight, but I thought what I did see from them, I was like, okay, I get why you signed these guys. I agree with you. And I thought it in the moment. If this is your new team, I don't think debuting them against FTR is the right move.
No, I don't either.
I think debuting them against kind of literally anyone else would have been better.
If you want to debut them and make them look good, give them the Bang Bang Gang.
Sure, give them Bang Bang Gang,
and have them go toe to toe. And I mean, a lot of 1-2 oohs, and then afterwards, have the Bang Bang Gang give them their props in the ring, and have them go, these guys, welcome to AEW.
That's an interesting thought, and I think that would have been a good one. I thought debut them against the Young Bucks.
Yeah, that could have worked. 100%. Yeah, that works.
I think that those four could have torn it down, and then look, you're not beating the Young Bucks. We already did that with Private Party. We're not doing that again, right? You're not beating them, but if you push them to the limit, and then, like you said, the Bucks give them the rub in the ring, you got something.
Yeah,
you got something there.
Yep.
Putting them against FTR out of the gate, I don't think was the best move.
Nope.
But I don't know. I don't know why we haven't seen the Bucks since they lost. I feel like we should.
I would 100% agree.
Yeah. So anyway, it was fine. I mean, I don't know how much it did to help debut a new team, but it was fine. So after that, then we got the face response from the women with Statlander and Willow and Harley. I thought Statlander was better here than she has been in a long time.
I agree. Yep. She was coherent. She was concise. She wasn't trying to be so Terminator-y, and she was being a little more human and a little more real and relatable, and came across really well. Oddly, Harley didn't have a ton to say, but man, she was super funny when she did say it. So
Yep, she made it count.
I was okay with it. I was okay with the whole thing, and it wasn't too long. I liked it. It was pretty solid.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I hear it all the time. The Miz has said this, and he's absolutely right. If you only get 1 minute, you better make that minute count. And I think she made her couple lines there count.
Oh yeah.
And going back to Statlander, I thought that's how a champion sounds right there.
Yes. Yeah,
So.
You're right. That's the change. Yes, she now sounds way more confident as the champ. And I think putting her with those two gives her some humanness back. I think she was trying to be too much of that unfeeling cyborg champ, like weird Moxley, female Moxley thing. It wasn't working for me.
She just couldn't find it. She just, the program with, who did she fight in the last pay-per-view? That's how memorable it was. It wasn't that long ago. Well, anyway, whoever it was, that program, and really the one before that, we were going, it's not hitting because what's the character? I haven't found it. You're not, it feels like you're not quite there. I think maybe she found it tonight.
Jamie Hayter.
That was it. Jamie Hayter.
And I'm sad I didn't remember that because I really like Jamie Hayter.
I do too. And part of, I think, why we didn't remember it is because she hasn't been on TV since the loss. So.
Yep.
Interesting. It makes me wonder what's going on there. But I mean, look, people need time off. Maybe it's just that simple.
And honestly, in this day and age, it could have been a visa issue. If she's not,
yeah, you're not wrong.
It definitely could have been a visa issue. I know that has been happening elsewhere.
That's
so
part of why Pac disappears all the time. So yeah, could be that. After that, Omega and Alexander finally number one. Finally.
Yep.
I feel like we should have had this match by now.
Oh, yeah.
That match was a banger.
So good. Loved it.
It was my match of the night, which is saying something because I thought there were multiple matches. I went, ooh, that might be it. They were really good, and I am going to say words I'm not sure I've ever said before. I agree with Don Callis. Don on commentary said he felt that Kenny Omega was moving better than he had in a long time, and I agree. Kenny looked like the Kenny of old for the first time since the surgery for diverticulitis. That man was moving the way he used to, and I was like, there's my guy.
And Kenny even said it at the end of the match. He goes, I am happy to say I feel better than I have in years. And like you said, you could tell in the ring, he was crisp, he was sharp. And you're right, he was back to Kenny Omega, the belt collector mode when he was untouchable. And that was, those two in the ring are so good. I don't want this feud to end because they are so good. And Josh Alexander, I think, is finally showing what he is. And he's, like I said, he came in, he's a killer, and it's just taking until now to prove it. And this is a little thing. It's stupid, but I was so happy to see it. When Kenny was climbing back in the ring, Josh grabbed his ankle and put in the ankle lock, standing up on the outside while Kenny is on the inside. And I'm like, why has no one done that before? It's right there. And he's cranking. I thought that is such a little thing, but it's so smart and it makes so much sense. And I'm going to guess you're going to start seeing that, in other wrestling promotions because it was a good move.
You think?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Weird.
I know.
That never, ever happens. That's so weird.
It'd be the first time.
Yeah, because there definitely aren't like 18 people doing some, calling it different things, but doing the GTS. But anyway, so I thought it was a tremendous match. I wrote down, I thought that was a pay-per-view quality match.
100%.
And I get it that when Omega is involved more often than not, that's what you're going to get. But man, that thing was good. And I'm with you. Give me more of those two dudes. I don't want that to end. I'm not sure how you keep that story going with Kenny also chasing the belt, but I'd like to find a way.
This is where I started thinking, you've got Josh Alexander. You've got Lance Archer. You've got the Protostar. You've got You've got the Rainmaker, and you got how do you say it's Konosuke? Am I saying his name?
Konosuke Takeshita.
Takeshita. That's the guy I'm trying to think of. You've got those top-tier wrestlers. At some point, Don Callis has to go, guys, come here. You take the tag belts. You take the trios belts. You take the heavyweight title. The rest of you find one you like and take it.
Yeah.
But with
go
those
get the
guys,
TNT title. Go get the international. Or, well, I guess Okada's got the international. But go take the Continental title back, which they kind of teased anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, yep.
But with those guys, I mean, my God, he's got such a rich roster. At some point, you're going to have to either pull the trigger and say, we have to make this a thing and have them start beating everybody, or they can't win anything moving forward. Like, I don't know what to do with them. It's kind of frustrating how talented they are and how little they're getting out of it. And maybe it's just because I like Josh Alexander a lot, and I didn't want either one of those guys to lose, but Kenny's my guy. So.
Oh yeah, but I don't think you're wrong. I mean, you just rattled off a bunch of guys who are to varying degrees top of the card, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okada obviously is main event level talent.
Yep.
Takeshita, I think we all agree, is a main eventer. He just hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities in AEW to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Fletcher is clearly a main eventer, and again, I'll be stunned if he doesn't win that belt at some point between now and the end of the year.
Yep.
Lance Archer is too big and too nasty looking to not do anything with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's too many people in that roster for them to be this idle. And that's what it is. They're just there.
Yep.
And they're the heel when you want to book the face, right? Like,
Yep.
they're the heel when we want to turn the Death Rider's face. Like, do something or break them up. I don't care which at this point, but let's pick.
I think this battle with the Death Riders, if they handle it well, could be really, really good for them.
Could.
And I think they showed tonight, if you hadn't figured out how good Josh Alexander is, you do now, I hope. Mm-hmm. And good God, is that guy in shape? And his head is so veiny. My God.
It really is. I also don't have hair, and my head is not that veiny.
I don't know if anyone else's head is that veiny. I don't think I've seen any, and maybe it's because he's wearing the headgear. But, dude, maybe see a doctor or wear a hat. I don't know. Or a condom on that thing, because it looks veiny.
Maybe all of the above. I don't know.
Blue Chew.
There it is. After that, we got the Taz breakdown segment, and
didn't need it.
Yep, there it is. I was going to say, I wonder what you felt about it. Didn't need it. I thought it was pointless.
Didn't need it. And here's the thing. The only thing I wrote down about Taz was at the beginning was heel Taz is back.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You're trying to pitch Taz is your expert, right? If it's been a minute and you haven't watched it in a while and you haven't seen Taz, he's your expert.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. I don't know who that was for. Didn't need it. It was a way. I kind of skipped through it. Didn't
yeah.
Care.
Yep. I agree. It was pointless. I wrote down two things. I wrote down, I'm surprised that he correctly pronounced the full name of the armbar, and that it was pointless. We didn't need it. It was a waste of time. I got to be honest with you, man. I know that he was working heel tonight. I get that. Him being back made me miss Bryan Danielson. I think that the booth is better when it's Bryan instead of him.
I agree. I said, let me see if I actually wrote this down. Heel Taz is back, and honestly, I didn't miss him. I like Taz, but this heel Taz is kind of weak. It seems cartoonish, and it's not good. If you want, look, you have Don Callis. You don't need another heel announcer. You don't need another heel color guy. Use Don Callis. Bryan Danielson is so much better. So much better.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, Nigel doesn't do it as much anymore, but when Nigel was like full on doing the heel commentator thing, Nigel McGuinness was better at it than Taz was tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And maybe it was just a test balloon to see how it goes, and maybe we'll go back to Brian next week. I don't know. I got to tell you, the one thing that I'll say positively about Taz is at least everything wasn't whatever Jones, because I was real sick of that by the time he went away.
Yeah, the first 15 were pretty funny.
Yeah, but after that, it was like, okay, bud, make your T-shirt and move on.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't need that at all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously. So then we got the tag match between Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford and the Timeless Love Bombs. I have this thought every time Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford do stuff together, whether it's tag match or social media or whatever. I always think to myself, good for you two for it not being awkward that Penelope Ford used to date Joey Janela and Megan Bayne currently dates Joey Janela.
I keep forgetting that, but yeah.
Also, that needs to be explored, how Joey Janela pulled that off.
And I don't know. They work a lot together in GC Dub. That's all I know. But
I mean, both of those. And that's mostly because, have you seen Joey?
Yeah. He's missing teeth now.
He is, and I like Joey Janela. Yeah. I want to point that out. I like him.
I do too. We watched him play blackjack.
We did, and I don't get it. But anyway.
What did you think about this match? Because I have a lot of thoughts on this match.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. So I'll give you my quick ones and get out of the way. Here's what I wrote down. Wow, Tony did not catch Mina. When Megan Bayne chucked her, holy crap, was she not in the right place. I thought Mina may have died there.
I think the announcers I think they may have been right when I think she just threw her so hard that Tony was in the right spot, but Megan Bayne just chucked her.
Could be. The only other thing I wrote down was twice in this match, and the heels did it and the faces did it. They were late breaking up the pin.
Yep.
And it's back to the referee issues, and this wasn't the only time. We're gonna talk about this again, where that match ended. That match ended. I don't care if that was the finish or not. You didn't break that pin up in time.
Yep.
And when the referee has to hesitate before they swipe it, count the pin. You blew it. It's not on the referee. You blew it. Be where you're supposed to be for those spots. You know better. I know you know better.
And the thing about the way this ref swiped it, he swiped it before they even came. He didn't even hesitate. He was on the way down and swiping before they showed up.
Yeah.
First thing I wrote down was several timing issues with this match.
Yep. I agree. That's all I had. So,
okay.
I mean, other than that, the match was fine, I guess. I don't really care, I think, is where I was at with it. But
I gotta admit, I liked this match for several reasons, ignoring the timing issues. What I liked about this match was, I wrote down Megan Bayne hurling Mina over Tony Storm's head was bonkers. Then tossing Julia Hart onto both of them was amazing. And then when they came back to break, Julia Hart has Mina's head in her legs in a handstand and then gets clocked by the Megasis.
Penelope Ford.
What did I say?
That up.
Julia Hart.
Yeah. Different people. But
they look a lot alike. They're both blonde.
Well, in that they're both blonde, yeah.
That's it. I literally did get confused for a minute and forgot that it was I forgot Penelope Ford was kind of back, even though you'd mentioned her name like a dozen times already. Let's just admit I'm an idiot and move on.
Look, I'm the guy that kept saying radicals last week, so I'm just cleaning it up for the internet. That's all.
That's fair. That's fair. Radical Julia Ford was tossed around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I disliked the match, and I like both teams, and I want to see them. I want to see them. I just, at the end of it, I was just kind of like, my main takeaway was she almost killed Mina. And the timing issues.
Yes.
Those were my
the timing issues really took away from it. But here's what I really liked about it, but also led to the asterisk, was I really liked how they had. Okay, it's not Mina.
No, it is.
It's Marina.
When Marina Shafir came out?
When I liked it when Marina Shafir came out and held Toni Storm, got her in the mother's milk, because you now, finally, with the women, you're interconnecting these stories and letting them run through, and I really, really like that. Mm-hmm. However, my other note was, and I know you know where I'm going with this, wasn't Marina on the face team in the first hour, and now she's running heel in the hour number 2? Who does she think she is? Big Show? What's going on?
So when we said before, well, kind of, maybe some of them, most of them might be turning face.
Right.
I was thinking about that, and I was also thinking about Pac, because I'm not entirely convinced that he behaved as a face tonight.
I will say, I thought it was hilarious when he whacks Lance Archer on the back with the crutch 2-3 times and then just holds the crutch so that Claudio can come, run, grab it, and jump off the stage and hit him with it. That really liked it.
Oh, it was funny. And he did like a little shrug when he and Claudio kind of looked at each other, because he had this shattered crutch that now he clearly can't use, and both of them were just kind of like, whatever. Yep. I thought it was funny. I'm not convinced Pac is making the face turn there. I'm not convinced he isn't. I'm just not sure. I'd say the same thing about Claudio.
Okay. Yep.
Marina, I think, clearly remained heel. And to be fair, in the street fight, you can make the argument she acted like a heel, at least with the low blow.
Yep. It's a weird mix right now that they're getting close on. They're getting close. Mm-hmm. But I really did enjoy the fact that they're intertwining some of the stories with the women, making them go in and out. It really would have been good, like you said, if we could have seen Jamie Hayter somewhere tonight.
Yep.
She should have been visible. Mm-hmm. I don't know what she should have done, but she should have been visible. And I think that would help just give that whole, because it feels like with the women's division, you get these things that are, it's cool, but and then in Fade, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then there's this cool thing, and then it's gone. There's not a lot of traction. There's not a lot of things. There's not multiple things going on. Finally, you have a couple things going on, and they're working them together. So you're like, oh, yeah, they had a problem with Shafir. Oh, yeah, this is still happening. I really liked that. That's the one thing I did like about this match. I thought it was pretty well put together from that aspect of working things together. Otherwise, the timing sucked.
Yeah. And, I think one thing that we do have to keep in mind, and this only dawned on me like today, is I thought Revolution was this month. It's in March.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. Yeah.
The next pay-per-view isn't until, I think, March 15th.
So we got some time.
So they're going to have to drag some of this stuff. Some of this is going to be a slow burn to try and get to the pay-per-view.
Well, that would be a pleasant change of pace.
Yeah.
Because the last pay-per-view, at least with the women, you had a 2-week lead up.
Yep. So some of this stuff is going to take some time to play out. My only fear with it is that they're going to drag it out too long, because a lot of these are still continuing stories that have been going on for a month or two. Mm-hmm. And with the Death Riders, if you're going to freshen it up by making them faces, that's fine. I think they're just trying to feel out the crowd right now.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all. Because
I think they're trying to feel out the crowd, because what I saw tonight was Mox is over as a face.
Yep.
I think Daniel Garcia is over as a face.
I agree.
Whether he's supposed to be or not. Mm-hmm. I think Claudio is kind of a tweener, but more on the face side. I think Pac is a tweener, but more on the heel side. Marina, I think, is full heel, and I think they don't know what to do with Yuta, because everybody just wants to boo him no matter what.
Yes. And interestingly, I thought Garcia being a little over as a face was because I think he was working fairly heel tonight. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he was trying
to,
yeah.
But I think you're right. The crowd, they're trying to see, because the crowd wants to like Moxley so bad. Mm-hmm. And he has given them nothing for a year.
Yeah.
And now he's finally giving them something, and it's so refreshing, and I do like this version of Mox. I think it's a good one, and I think it's sustainable.
Yep. Yeah. It reminds me a lot more of the version of him when he was challenging Jericho for the world title back in like year 1, or maybe that was year 2. But
no, when he was walking out of the crowd in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun when he was that version. You know, it was still a little bit Ambrose, but not with a wagon. You know,
yep.
Like, so I kind of like that we're headed in that direction with him. I think it's much more entertaining, and I think it allows you to kind of appreciate everything he's doing a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Claudio will come along for the ride. I think Claudio is one of those guys that he'll be a great heel. He'll be a solid face. He's not going to say a lot of words, so it's kind of it doesn't matter, irrelevant. Yeah. I think Pac could go. I think you're right. He could go either way. It depends on what they want to do. If they want to break him off, if he's not going to take Claudio with him, don't take Yuta. My God, man.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yuta,
I love you, but man, dude, something.
Yeah. I think they're just going to try and feel this one out, and they'll make a decision. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they know exactly where they're going with it, but I kind of feel like they're trying to feel this out, and they'll let the crowd kind of tell them a little bit where they need to go here.
Oh, yeah. I think that's smart. And like you said, we've got a couple months before the next pay-per-view. You've got some time to let this breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Let it. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Let some things happen. Let this Don Callis fan. Callis has enough guys to throw at him. Let's see a bunch of different combos. But let me see more of Lance Archer and Jon Moxley. I think that's a really good mix right there. So, yeah.
Yep, I agree. And then it was main event time. Swerve versus your guy Kit. Is that what we're going to go with? Michael Knight?
Yes. Michael Kevin Knight. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So what'd you think?
What? It's Kevin Knight?
Oh, damn it.
It's Kevin Knight. Dude, how do you not love this match? It was really
it was great.
Really good. Just those two, they work so well together. And this capped off the night for me of highlighting young talent. They did a really good job with Speedball. They flashed us a little bit with Jordan and Alec, but you really got to see Michael Knight. Oh my God, Douglas. Idiot. I know you just told me. But you really got to see Kevin Knight shine, and he was so good. And you knew he wasn't going to beat Swerve, but they really worked you to a point where when Swerve did, I think, the most awkward rope break ever with his foot over his head.
Yeah, I didn't understand that when your hands are right there.
But he did it. And the play back and forth, him clapping for when Kevin came back in the ring. And by the way, the attempted murder with the pile driver onto the guardrail.
Yeah.
What? Come on.
That was insane. The midair house call.
So good.
That was one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen.
So good. Loved it.
Him clapping when Kevin Knight rolled back in was good. I liked that. And let me just put the bow on the match here a little bit from my perspective. I agree with you. This was a strong contender for match of the night for me. In all honesty, it probably should have been match of the night, but I just love Kenny Omega that much. But
same.
But with that said, I agree with you. At multiple points, I actually thought Kevin Knight's gonna go over. And the same thing happened with Speedball and Samoa Joe, where I think Speedball might beat him. And that's a sign you put on a hell of a match, right? So let's talk about breaking the 10 count. Did he break the 10 count? Because I don't think he did.
It was the closest 10 count that wasn't a 10 count that maybe probably was a 10 count I have ever seen. Like, it was. He got in the ring. Right?
I don't think he beat it. And if you watch it, because I was watching Aubrey, And Aubrey is I was going to say probably the best ref they have. I'm not sure. That might be Paul Turner, but
that's fair.
One of the better refs that they have. Let's put it that way,
yes,
right?
Correct.
She had to, like, if you watch the pacing of the count, when she goes to 9, she had to stall before she even started the 10 because she knew he's nowhere near it. And when I can see you as a referee stalling,
yeah,
you know, and then she starts the 10 and then, oh, no, he beat it. No, he didn't.
Right.
No, he didn't. Just like in the women's tag match, no, they didn't break up the pin. Yeah. They have got to clean this up.
Yep.
I will suspend my disbelief a lot with professional wrestling, but damn, man, in the era of 4K HD, you have got to clean that up because we see it. Even when we don't want to see it, we see it.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So they got to get that cleaned up. And I think they do need to adopt the WWE rule of call what you see. And if the wrestlers blow it, they blow it.
Yep. Because quite frankly, if Kevin didn't make it into the ring at that point, completely understandable. He just was murdered outside the ring.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Absolutely believable.
It's okay if he loses that way. That's fine.
Yeah. And you can, at that point, you know, like I understand at that point now you're improvising to try and hit time, right?
Right.
But and I don't know who's hanging around where backstage, but like if he doesn't beat the count, and like you said, it's completely believable that man could not beat the count, then either let Swerve improv a promo where he puts Kevin Knight over and he still calls out the people he needs to call out, or if the ops are hanging around, send them out there for a beatdown and send the other faces out to save him. Have him and MJF is watching from the stands. Run a microphone up there and have those two jaw back and forth. They're gonna fill the time, and it's gonna be entertaining.
I think it's even easier than that. Just have Swerve go, whoa, Aubrey, he's in. Let's keep this going.
Yeah, you could always do the old cliche of no, we're not ending it like that.
Right.
You know, like that's fine. I wouldn't have loved it, but like, they got to call what they see.
There was we pointed out 4 to 5 different endings you could have gone with because Michael Knight missed his ride to see Kit in the ring and blew the 10 count.
Yeah. I mean, the referees have got to call what they see. And I know I'm putting a lot of this on the referees, but also the producers backstage, you know, or I think they call them coaches in AEW. I don't care, whatever, you know, Dustin Rhodes, Big Show, Dean Malenko, like these people that are supposed to be helping this young roster grow. And those are great names to be doing it. You have got to make sure that they understand you need to be here when this starts. Like there are certain spots you cannot blow, and this is one of them. And that is the thing that bums me out about Regal not staying with the company for very long.
Yeah.
Because that stuff wouldn't happen if he had.
Yeah. And that is the big difference. I don't think people understand. That is a perfect example of the difference between wrestling for TV and wrestling on the indies or for a live crowd or for something that's just getting streamed on YouTube. It is a big difference. You see everything. You can't fudge it. Like you said, it's in 4K. It's got 5 different camera angles. There's too many cell phones watching it. You can't pretend that didn't happen. So do better. Do better.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to work with the roster and coach them up on that. They got to work with the referees and just say, look, call what you see. And if the wrestler blows it, they blow it. Like,
look,
you're human beings. It's going to happen. It doesn't mean you have to get yelled and screamed at.
Yeah.
But you got to call what you see. And if they blow it, they blow it. You got to work with these young guys. And you're right. And Jim Ross talked about that way back in year 1 of AEW, where he was like, not all these people are going to make it because wrestling on TV is very, very different than wrestling just in front of a live crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't all know how to do it. And that's why there's a bunch of those originals who aren't there anymore.
Yep.
Because they couldn't get it down.
And look, Kevin Radicals, I understand. You got dropped on your head. Maybe you didn't know the 10 count was coming.
Yeah.
But look, Michael Shafir, I get it. You were rocked. You were sideways.
Mina Knight, when you were, yeah.
Kevin Hart, you. Shit, he was about as tall as Kevin after that. Get dropped on his head like that. My God.
Yeah. God, yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, and I think that if they adopt that policy going forward of, look, the referees are going to call what they see. We're going to work more with you to understand that, be where you're supposed to be. We're going to work more with you on the timing. But I also think that, like, tonight was a great example of them pairing the young talent with veterans, right?
Yeah.
I also think that if I'm Swerve Strickland in that situation and I see he's not going to beat the count, and I know that the referees are instructed to call what they see, and he's about to get counted out, Prince Nana's there as well. One of you to get in the referee's face and stop the count that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or if you're Swerve, just dive out of the ring and break the count that way. I don't care how you do it. You've got ways to do it, but like, they got to clean that stuff up, man. Like, they just do.
That, or stop relying on these close timed issues. Like, stop it.
I get you're trying to build the drama. I do, but
if you can't hit the timing, then the drama is immediately evaporated. In the women's match, the first one came and went, and you're like, ugh. But after that second one, you could tell the crowd deflated, and it took a lot of work for them to get the crowd back to kind of
Yeah. No, I agree. They got to get that stuff cleaned up. And after saying all of that, and I realized that we kind of got on our soapboxes there, but I don't think we're wrong.
No.
After all of that, I would still say this was a really good show.
Oh, my God.
I think it's an A show.
Mm-hmm.
I give it an A. I think you cleaned those issues up. It might have gotten an A+ for me, but I give it an A.
I really liked it. I liked it for so many reasons. My guy Kenny Omega's back. A lot of banger matches. I like the storytelling, even, again, timing issues aside, I like the storytelling within the women's match. You're finally interweaving some stories. And they did a good job of focusing on their new young talent. Again, I would have liked to seen Jordan Oliver and Alec Price get a better showcase, but beggars can't be choosers, and I got to see them on, and I thought it was really good. Also,
and there's only so much time,
Right. And also, Jordan Oliver's been on AEW multiple times. I don't know if he's been on Dynamite, but he's been on Collision a good half a dozen times in the year of 2025.
I got to watch Collision. We just keep going back to that. I have got to watch it. And you know what? I'll give them this. When they were doing the promo for it tonight, I'm like, damn, that is a stacked show on Saturday. I got to watch Collision. I got to set a reminder, apparently, because I just forget about it.
And here's the thing. I was so glad I watched Collision because the Death Riders Don Callis family thing was so good. Matter of fact, I thought it was better than what they did tonight on Dynamite, because it was just more chaotic. It felt more real. It just was really good. I really liked it. But I really liked this show tonight. I like the way they're presenting their product. I like the way that they're positioning these young guys, and they've got so many good people there. Just give them the chance to let them breathe. And I think it's going to be really, really good. But yeah, I like this show a lot. I thought it was solid.
Yep. I agree. What I think will be fascinating, because this was the other kind of wrestling story of the day, is Tommaso Ciampa coming?
Oh,
I think he is.
I have not heard that.
So there had been a report, I want to say maybe a month ago at this point, that he was not re-signing with WWE. And he himself officially posted today that it was like, my contract with them is up soon. I think he wrote, will soon be over, and I'll be available to do all this stuff again for the first time in a decade. What he didn't say, though, was that he would be available to take wrestling bookings. He was talking about like partnerships, because WWE, you can't really do that unless you're like Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns or whatever.
And they get a cut.
And and he was talking about like all these things that he signings and things that he hasn't been available to do because of that. But he didn't talk about taking wrestling bookings. And there's a lot of rumblings that he may already have a deal in place with AEW. I'd love to see it because I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it will be fascinating to see where he fits in.
Yes. I think he could be an interesting ad, but I fear he could be an ad not unlike Roderick Strong. However, Roddy Strong, thanks to CMLL, is now in line for a run at Claudio Castagnoli's belt. So,
Yep.
Good for them for giving him a little shove, but I do worry a little bit about Ciampa coming over and getting a really solid opening match. Remember the red hot match Alan Five Angels had against Kenny Omega when he debuted?
Yeah.
I think that guy's wrestling in MLW now.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Nothing against MLW. I think they do a really good job with what they have. I think they put on a great product, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I think if you bring Ciampa in, you're bringing him in to use him.
Yeah.
Even if it's to bring him in hot and let him, take a run at I don't think he takes a run at the world title, but take a run at one of these single titles. And then even if it's at that point to put him in programs with some of these younger guys and help build them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think that's probably the way to use him. But we're going to find out. Maybe it's not official, but we're probably going to find out.
That'd be interesting.
So there's your wrestling rumors to speculate on for at least a little while until we find out where he's going.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like Ciampa. He'd be fun to see.
I do too.
He'd be fun to watch.
Too. I would like Gargano to leave too and put them back together because give me DIY and the Young Bucks. Oh my God! Give me that.
Yes. I didn't know I needed that so bad until you said it, but yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to see
that.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, back to the present. Good show tonight.
Yep.
Maybe we need to start doing Sunday Collision episodes. So
we might have to.
I watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, we might have to.
Yeah. But good show tonight. We gotta get some things cleaned up there, guys.
Yep. A little bit of timing issues. There was some production issues, especially during the Death Riders Don Callis family, but whatever. That's going to happen.
Yeah. Eventually.
Yep.
They'll get it cleaned up.
Because I think there was a moment when the announcers called two different things and you didn't see either one of them. You saw the tail end of both. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. So that I'm going to put on commentary a little bit, though, because if you watch videos from WWE where you can see the play-by-play in the background, they're always staring down at the monitor.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Tony Schiavone, you'll see Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross do it too. You need to watch your monitor, not what's in front of you. You got to see what the audience is seeing. And I think that sometimes Excalibur and Taz, and I think Brian has been guilty of this. I think Don Callis has been guilty of it, where they see something and they talk about it, and it's like, we didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm going to put on them a little bit. Yep. Watch your monitor, not what's actually going on in front of you.
That's fair. Okay.
But I would argue it's still a production issue because, they would be technically part of that, I guess. But anyway. Apparently
also suck at Excalibur? I think that's
I like Excalibur. I do. I think he's very good.
I like him a lot.
I also think, again, this is a guy who has been doing play-by-play for a while, who had done a decent amount of it, but had not done it on this level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for as good as he is and as much better as he's gotten over the years, he's still a human being. He's not perfect. And I think that his instinct is still, especially as a former wrestler, I think his instinct is to look up at what's happening in the ring. And it's like, buddy, you got to be down here.
Yeah.
You got to be in that monitor.
Yep.
I get it. That's not fun, but it's what you got to do.
Yep. That's fair.
So, So anyway, all of our various, I'm not even going to say nitpicks, all of our various criticisms there aside, it still was a good show. I look forward to where we're going with all of this stuff because I think they laid some very interesting groundwork for stories here tonight. And I think some stories that I had wondered where we're going now, like wondered in a bad way, now I wonder in a good way.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I actually hope something happens with this Don Callis Death Rider thing.
I do too.
I think that could do a lot of work, and there's a lot of good that can be done there, and a lot of really fun matches. I really want to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. All right, so with that, give us the follows and the thumbs ups and the likes and the subscribes and the shares, and give us the blue chew and. Maybe somebody could volunteer to actually be off to the side when you're talking to somebody who's not there bit.
See what he's saying about you? You going to take that? Oh, now you leave.
I'm going to bed.